Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's coffee and travel talk. So, I have a couple of things that I'm working on that I wanted to talk about today. So, number one, we're going to be talking about packing. And one of the things that I have always struggled with as far as packing goes is I am an overpacker. I love to put every possible, option that I can even have. So I'm like, okay, what do I need? I'm going to be gone for 4 days. I'm going to need 7 outfits because what if I decide I don't want to wear that day or this and that? And then it gets even worse if now that I'm having to pack for my daughter. And it's just one of those things that I've always struggled with. And I acknowledge I am a huge overpacker. I will not wear half of what I packed, and depending on where I'm going, I may be buying clothes as well. So that of course adds to the amount of things I have to bring home, which is never fun. Well, actually, I love bringing things home, so it's getting it in my suitcase. How do you do that? And I'm actually currently trying to, I got stuff for a demonstration. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to have a demonstration for you. And next thing I know, it's 6 o'clock and I was completely taken by surprise. I don't know where time goes half the time. So, I'm going to talk a little bit about packing cubes, which I've talked a little bit about. I've expressed how excited I was about packing cubes. I think they are the most fantastic thing. And I'm struggling to zip this one closed. I really packed a lot of crap in this one. It was unrealistic if this were for my daughter for a trip. I put a sweatshirt and a bathing suit and 2 pairs of pants, but 6 shirts. So apparently we're not going anywhere interesting that she's going to need pants. And then a dress and things like that. But I apparently put too much in here because I can't condense it now. And that was the whole point of this one, is that it's a compression one. So you squish it. But I'm having trouble compressing because I shoved a lot of stuff in this one. So actually, you know what? I'm going to use this to my advantage. So uncompressed, if I had a little bit less in here, maybe one less sweatshirt. Uncompressed, it's like this. It's huge, right? But then you zip it and compress it and it squishes down, so it's slightly smaller. This is actually new for me. I got this when I was looking into more information on packing cubes. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to find some information on packing cubes. And I hadn't even realized that they had these. And I'm like, I've seen them for suitcases. But look at how... That's a huge difference if I didn't have as much stuff in there. Because seriously, this child did not need... If I were going on a weekend trip, she would not need 7 shirts. She would not need 4 long sleeve and 3 short sleeved. I think it's the other way around. But still, the child doesn't need that much clothes if we were going on a weekend. And then this would be her weekend bag. There's all of her clothes. I would still need to pack all her diapers and a towel and things like that. But that's not bad. Typically... Dumping out of sight. I use these packing cubes, which are this direction, and they fit a lot. And what I love about them is I can organize all of my stuff so that I can have 3 packing cubes, and I can put the things that are for all my shirts in one place. And when I have a larger sized packing cube, when I went on a cruise a while back, I put my dresses so that I could lay them flat and then put my jeans and such on top of them so that the cube stayed nice and flat, and immediately hung those up. I actually was lucky enough to have a veranda room for that cruise, so I actually stood outside with my dress so that it would kind of humidify my dress to reduce any kind of wrinkles, since you can't really bring a steamer on board. Just in case anyone was interested in looking at the cubes that I have, I will include the information on which cubes I have. I have 2 different types. So I have this brand, which is Eagle Creek. These are all things that I purchased for myself. I did not get sent these in any way. I was just doing research and found them myself. And these are the Eagle Creek brand compression cubes. I have the Bagail compression cubes. Or that one was the regular cube. This is the Gonex, which is a compression. And then I also have the regular packing cube by Travelwise, which I all got from Amazon, just looking for the one that was going to be like best value and highest rating. I'm like, I want to try them. I want to see what it's all about. So, packing cubes. Like I was saying, I like to divide my clothes by type when I'm packing. I'm like, okay, over here I've got all my shirts, and then in this one I've got like my shorts and like my socks and things like that. Or when I went on 2 vacations in one trip, so I was going to 2 completely different places. I went from a dude ranch to Disney World. You wear completely different styles of clothes in both places. Now, I was lucky enough that I was stopping at my brother's house between when I went back to the airport, so I was able to drop off my riding boots at my brother's house to be shipped home. But typically that would not be an option. But I was able to separate all of my clothes from the dude ranch into one packing cube type, and then put all of my stuff for Disney World in other packing cubes. And then as things get dirty, I don't mind mixing and matching and condensing it down into a different packing cube, which I just label as the dirty cube. And that way, when I get a chance to do laundry, which I did at my brother's house, so all my writing stuff was actually clean, because that would have been disgusting having anyways. I feel like I'm talking way too fast, so I have to try to remember to breathe. So I'm going to take a quick break as far as talking about packing. To show you my cup. Oh, it's too bright. This is my cup from Alani, which I got when we went there on our honeymoon, and it's got all the little cute Mickey faces. I got a new light. I don't know if anyone can even tell. I have a new light. I'm hoping I am way more visible for everyone. Actually, I feel so fancy today. Not only do I have the new light, I have all these fancy things for my screen. I've got my name down at the bottom. I've always got to remember it's opposite of what I'm looking at. My logo up in the corner. And if anyone is interested in knowing, I've got email and webpage information. I am so fancy today. Anyway, so I'm drinking my coffee. I'm taking a break. Hi, Diane. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited you guys made it. I'm going to just take this as a segue. I am going to be trying a new thing where I kind of switch every other week. I want to do coffee and travel once a week. And I want to switch it up to make it more accessible to more people in case they want to come on and see what I'm talking about that day. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make sure that I actually announce them way ahead of time, is one week, which like this week, it's going to be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. But on the alternate week, it'll be on Sundays. So it can be earlier in the day. I'm looking at probably, which isn't a huge difference yet, probably 5 p.m., maybe 4:30. I don't get home until about 4, so I need to at least have time to get clean because I don't like to do things immediately after work. I like to decompress. And apparently even when I've had all day, I am still not ready. But one of the other things about my coffee today is at TJ Maxx the other day, they actually had the Joffrey's Coffee French Bistro, which is the coffee from Disney World. So I thought, wow, I'm going to get all of them, apparently. Yeah, well, actually, Shane did, and I love him for it. He ran in and grabbed like 4 or 5 bags, and it really is like sitting on your balcony from your hotel and just enjoying the atmosphere for Disney. I love it. Okay. So I was talking about the packing cubes and packing styles, which, I mean, some people swear by just folding flat. And other people are like, no, you gotta roll the clothes because then you can fit more and they squish. I don't know why. I kind of mix and match depending on what I can squish into my packing cube. So some items like my jeans or bulkier items, I'll lay flat. And smaller items, I roll those things as tight as I can get them and just kind of squish everything in there. And I've never really had problems with things coming out wrinkly, but I don't really wear a lot of fabrics that wrinkle, I guess. I am a t-shirt and jeans kind of girl. And lately, t-shirt and leggings, because they're so comfy and I am all about the comfort. So, talked a little bit about packing cubes. If you missed it, you can always go back and watch the replay. I kind of dove right in. I figure people can catch up or watch it later. But of course, I am always happy to answer questions. One of my things, and though I'm still searching for, is my perfect underseat carry-on. So I have one right now that I love. And it's from eBags, and it has rollers. It has the handle that telescopes up so that you can pull it along in the airport. I can put some stuff on top of it and strap it to the telescoping arm. And it rolls, it carries, it fits right underneath the seat in front of me, so I can put my purse or anything else in there. So it counts as one carry-on as my personal item because it'll fit underneath the seat. But I feel like there's got to be something that works better, and I'm going to find it. I don't actually have my roller bag in here, but if I find it on their website, I will link it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. But I am searching for that fantastic roller bag, fits underneath your seat, but also fits all the stuff. I mean, it's just, I think it's necessary to have like a super duper bag that you can totally count on. I've also used it just for weekends and because I like to carry, I throw one of my packing cubes in it with like change of clothes for me, change of clothes for Kaylin. I just like to try and be prepared. I mean, well, thank you, Diane. I'm working on getting all of this together, and I'm just so excited about being able to travel again. I mean, that is what I want to talk about that, because I have so much excitement for traveling and for going and being and seeing the world. There is so much out there that and we get trapped into the you get trapped into the little world that you're in, and sometimes you forget how big the world is. And I feel like every so often people need to step out of it, step outside the world that you're in, so that you can realize that you're just a small part of what's going on out there. So I'm just so excited and so passionate about travel. Everywhere travel. I keep getting so loud. But anyways, that was really all I was going to talk about. Was just, I was going to show you the packing cubes. I didn't get them all done. Time got away from me. As it does. But I did get to enjoy going out for a walk with my daughter today. I took a break. I went out for a walk with my cousin, who I hadn't seen, and she had never actually seen Kaylin, and we got a coffee and walked around in a park because we've both had our first vaccines and we felt comfortable staying distanced outside. I forget sometimes to take that break, to step outside the house, to get a little fresh air. But yeah. But I'm going to open it up. If anyone has some questions, just keeping it nice and short and sweet today. That's about all that's going on. I know there's been a lot in the news about Disney with the proposal for Disneyland, with changes that might be coming there. I know there's a lot of excitement going on about Disneyland reopening, and I have some friends that just went to Taste of Disney at Disneyland. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in the Disney world. I mean, they just announced with the Disney Cruise Line that they're doing the cruises out of Dover for people in England, since they can't sail here from the US right now. So they're doing that summer fun stuff from in Europe. And I know there's a lot going on with that, but unless it is official, I'm not really talking about too much in that realm, just because rumors, and I don't know anything specific. And that doesn't seem fair. It's not like I'm not a rumor person. I am a look at what's actually happening. But that's all for me. If anybody has questions, I'm also going to start on my Facebook page. I'm going to be posting some times that you can schedule like a Zoom call with me. If you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to go on a trip to a certain location. You can be like, hey, Crystal, I'm really interested in this, but I want to know how feasible it is. Can I get a quote? And I'll be like, oh, you know what? Let's sit down in Zoom and I'll run the numbers for you. And we can face to face, because, I mean, sometimes just having that face there, even if I'm sitting over here being like blah, blah, blah on my computer at the same time, it helps to have that person there as a reassurance that they're truly listening to what you're saying as far as what you want. And not just the words, but your intention. Like, I'm actually, and this is going to be news for Shane, I'm actually curious about going to I think it's the Great Wolf Lodge, which are these hotels with like water parks inside them. I don't really understand what that is, but I am so interested in finding out, because I think that's something Kaylin would love. And I'm like, oh, I feel like we need to go and find out what that is, because I've heard people talk about them, and I'm like, oh, I need to try this, because how can I promote it if I've never even been or seen? updates on the space restaurant in Disney World. So it's funny that exactly they have a lazy river. Shane, there's a lazy river in those, and I need all the lazy rivers in my life. Okay, back to the space restaurant, which is Space 220, I believe. The pretending you are taking off and eating lunch or dinner in space. Which I actually saw an article recently being like, yo, this was supposed to have opened already. If people forgotten about that in all the other news, and it's still in process, to my understanding. I'm like, it's a huge thing that they're just like, they haven't really come out with a start date for that yet, which I think is interesting. I don't know if it's just that, like, they haven't made progress or if they're delaying it. I mean, they came out with the start date for Ratatouille, which is October 1st, which is also the start of their 50th anniversary. And those are very specifically starting at the same time. They've announced the start of the Food and Wine Festival. I think it's the Food and Wine, which is starting early this year in July. Is that early? The few times that I've hit Food and Wine, it's always been in September, but I hit the end of it. So maybe that's the correct time. Which if we do go in July, I believe we actually would be hitting the Food and Wine Festival. And I love my little treats. And there's some stuff that I've never tried and I see on like the YouTube channels. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I need this in my life. I'm going to put this back in like, I had it in what's called studio mode so I could see what I was previewing. But I don't need to see anymore. So I'm going to make it so I stop looking to the side, looking at myself. So there's been a lot of interesting, I mean, one of the other things that I was seeing is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority in Disney World is still down and no apparent reopening date. Things have been kind of sketchy on that end. People are wondering if they're even actually going to bring it back. So the Disney stuff is interesting. There was something I was hearing the other day, and I can't remember what it was that they were talking about. It was a theme park, and they were going to make a world around this whole thing, and I don't remember what that was anymore. I'm going to have to look that up because now I can't remember. Is it really? Okay, Alexis says the People Mover is coming back on April 4th, which is fantastic because I love that thing. And it's so ridiculous how much I actually love just riding around and like swooshing in. That's true. Thank you, Diane. It's true. It's not about what you pack. And I forget that sometimes because I'm very much I want to be comfortable when I'm on vacation. I am, in general, not a get super fancy and do my hair and all of that. I mean, I like to look nice. I like to look presentable, but I am not a high end. I know. I need to stop overpacking. And that is my big thing. I am such an overpacker. But my goodness. Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping things up. I'm going to be posting a very specific video on the packing cubes and showing not only how much you can fit into one, but like how I put the stuff in there so that I can fit more. And I'll include in the video my carry-on, which I like. But that I'm going to try and record in the next day or so, depending on my work schedule. And once again, I'm going to talk about the Zoom calls. I'm going to be posting it on my Facebook. Like I said, if you're interested in getting quotes, want to do face-to-face, I'm going to have times available for Zoom to do quotes if you are wanting to talk about what you can do, or what you can go, where you can go. But that's not what this specifically is about. But that is something that's happening. I'm going to start my blog on my website, and that'll be going up live as soon as I write the first article. But that's about all for me. I just wanted to do my little check-in. I want to keep it under 20 minutes. Just to check in, do face-to-face or face-to-screen, I guess, because I can't see you, which is why I like Zoom, and hope that you will Zoom with me in the future. All right. Thank you, everyone who checked in, and it's been fun. Thank you so much.